Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave back with another video. We're going to do a quick prediction video for this weekend's upcoming fight. David Benavidez against David Lemieux. This is going to be for a title at 168, the WBC interim title. This is not for the full title because Canelo's currently the full WBC champ at 168. All right, this fight is going to be on Showtime. All right, I won't be covering the fight live, but I'll hit you with a review right after the fight. I won't be doing another live commentary video until next week when Gervonta Tate Davis will be fighting Rolando Romero. All right, so let's talk about this fight, and this is going to be a quick prediction video. David Benavidez, 25 years old, about 6 foot and 6'1" in height. 74-inch reach, somewhere around there. Huge height and reach advantage over the David Lemieux, the seasoned, more experienced David Lemieux has been in there much tougher. But at 160, David Lemieux is about 5'9", 5'10", 70-inch reach. And this is going to be like his fourth fight at 168. All right, he hasn't had a tough fight since he's moved up to 168. He hasn't lost a fight since he lost to Billy Joe Saunders. All right, but did have one really tough fight against Mac Burzak when he moved up to 168. Very tough fight. Saw it today for the first time. Never seen the fight before. Was kind of looking to see someone that was comparable to a David Benavidez on his resume, and not really too much there when it comes to that. But I was doing some film study on the two, and I came across this fight against Mac Burzak, and this was a really good war between these two. A very close split decision win for David Benavidez. All right, I'm sorry, David Lemieux. Lemieux was knocked down twice in the first and fourth rounds or fifth rounds, and he actually knocked down Burzak in the sixth round, I believe. But it was a very, very tough fight, very, very competitive fight, and he edged the fight barely. So look, this is how I look at it. Lemieux is about, believe 33 years old at this point. Still looks good. Really aggressive style. You never seen him fight. One of the biggest KO artists in recent years. All right, he's been very consistent. If he wins a fight, it's usually in KO fashion. All right, high percentage KO knockout artist. All right, but we seen him lose. We seen him losing earlier in his career against Marco Antonio Rubio. Joachim Alcine, was able to decision him, and that's a really long time ago. I try not to really dig back to those fights before because those are earlier in his career. Rubio was able to stop him, but he had a great run. All right, leading up until he walked into that wall against, which is called Triple G. And I believe that, going back and watching some of the Triple G fight with Lemieux, Triple G definitely performed the best and was able to stop Lemieux. I know Billy Joe Saunders put on a boxing clinic against Lemieux, but Triple G actually stopped him, all right, and dominated in a very impressive fashion. I went back, watched more of the Triple G fight, watched some of this Burzak fight. That was a recent fight at 168. And I watched some of the Curtis Stevens fight. I kind of like dipped around, on fights that I previously seen. And the thing with Lemieux is he doesn't really have a second gear. He's very aggressive. He's shorter, so he's coming in trying to get close. All right. He likes to be up on your chest, likes to throw hooks. He's a big hooker, big left hook, likes to go to the body. All right, likes to get low on you, but be up on your chest and clobber you with short shots. That's his game. All right, not a great defender, uses a high guard, not the greatest legs in the world, you know what I'm saying? But he likes to come in, throw big, heavy power shots. He likes to bang. That's what he does. That's his game. David Benavidez. I'm gonna see saying Benavidez. Benavidez, totally different type of fighter. Very tall, very long. Likes to bang as well. All right, but he can box pretty good. Good hand speed, good power. Also a KO artist. I believe he's about 25 fights in, and high KO ratio. Usually stops whoever he's facing. All right, he's had tough fights with Ronald Gavril. He had Porky Medina had a classic fight highlight reel with him. He's fought Anthony Durrell, which is up to this point is his best name on his resume. He also fought Ronald Ellis in recent years, so he's probably not as experienced as a Lemieux, but not too far off neither. You beat a guy like Anthony Durrell, who's a former champion, has been around for a long time. That was a good win. You know what I'm saying? I think he thought. I remember watching that fight live, and that was a good performance from him. But one thing about David Benavidez, one thing about Benavidez is he likes to come forward. He can pressure. He likes to bang. He likes to trade. He can do all that, but he could box. He could fight on his back foot. He could really. I know, like, people been talking about him a lot when it comes to like Canelo or Charlo or Andre and all the other fighters that's at 168. But a lot of people fail to mention that he could fight on his back foot. He can set up shots and set traps. You know what I'm saying? And he can work and establish the jab and work behind the jab while moving. He can move pretty well. He's very well rounded, and I don't think he gets enough credit. Everybody talks about him as if he's just some slugger. Hell, he can slug, and yes, he likes to press forward. But in this fight here, I think David Lemieux is going to be the one that's pressing forward because he's going to be the one that wants to get on the inside. Now, do I believe that Benavidez can best him by trading and banging with him and working on inside with him? I do think that Benavidez can still win that way, but it's very dangerous, because even though he's naturally the bigger guy, he's the true natural 168 fighter that can definitely fight at 175. He wouldn't even be small at 175. Even though I think that's a fact, I still believe that he's going to take the safer approach. And I think I would advise him to take the safer approach to establish that jab and slowly pound away on Lemieux's face until you get to a point where you can land the right hand and then try to finish him off after that. Why give away the obvious advantage that you have by banging on the inside and trading on night long? Because you can't sleep on Lemieux, even though Lemieux is a smaller guy. I know he's a guy that's coming up to 168. I know he's been hurt. I know he's been stopped. I know he's been dropped. But, Benavidez should not give that height and reach advantage away. You have a good jab, work behind that jab, because Lemieux has struggled against guys that had a good jab. Guys like Rubio back in the day used that jab, even though he was getting clobbered for several rounds. He was able to still put on some punishment because Lemieux is just coming straight forward, doesn't move his head that much. He likes to bend. He's good at bending and getting low on you, but at the end of the day, he's coming straight forward and his head is always there. And you're going to land jabs all night right in between that guard. David likes to try to parry and keep that fight out of that high guard, but you can punch through it. You can punch around it. It is what it is. He's there to get hit. All right. His thing is get into distance and bang. That's his style. Like, he wants to land that big hook. Ask Curtis Stevens. So I think Lemieux needs to do exactly what I just said. Lemieux, in order for him to win, of course, he has to close the gap. Get in range, attack the body, attack David's body, Benavidez's body harshly. Benavidez, up to this point, he's shown to be pretty durable. So work the body more. The body's totally exposed. He's tall. Go to his body, But at the end of the day, I just don't think Lemieux is going to have it. Benavidez is bigger, stronger, quicker, and he knows how to fight on the back foot. And once he has you hurt, he's a great finisher, and I think Benavidez is capable and will hurt Lemieux at some point and put him away. But I think he's going to box very early. I think it's going to be a great fight. I've never really seen a boring Lemieux fight like that. He's given us great fights, even in defeat. But I think Benavidez is going to take this one by a stoppage. Not really predicting a round because it really depends on what kind of fight Benavidez fights. I don't know if Benavidez is going to trade with him early. I think Lemieux's chances would be better if he can try to find a way for Benavidez to fight his fight. But I see Benavidez working behind his jab, roughing him up, and giving him the beats maybe until like the 6th or 7th round, and then after landing something heavy, finishing him off. Right, I can see it, and I can see it really landing, ending early within 4 or 5 rounds. But I also could see it going like 9 rounds and Benavidez possibly stopping him. But at the end of the day, I see Benavidez winning this fight by stoppage, no matter what. Not sleeping on Lemieux, but because he always, of course, he has a puncher's chance. But I think David has shown that he can be neutralized without, with a little bit of a good boxing technique and a jab. All right. So anyway, I have Benavidez winning this one by stoppage. It's going to be on Showtime. Should be a good action-packed fight for the amount of time that it lasts. So anyway, I'm out of here. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.